Here we have used the scripting tag, and here we have taken three variables, that is the canvas, seat X and the angle, and the source scene where everything else will be transparent, and here source over which overlap, and the lighter part makes the lighter, and the copy symbol of the circle, that is 3.14 was the value, so that one will be divided by 180, so it will be giving you a 1 degree. Hello everyone, welcome to the next session of the Multimedia Animation. I am Sanjana, faculty of BCA department, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. So now we are at the unit 4, the last topics of the canvas of the HTML5. In our previous session, we have learned about the HTML5 styles and colors and how we can have the text, fonts and the pattern, shadow, save and restore states and the translation in the canvas. So today in this session, we will be learning about the rotation and scaling, transforms and the composition and the animation using the canvas. So how we can do these things using the HTML5 canvas. The first one is a canvas rotation. So now we have came across about the rectangle, how we can draw the rectangle, path, line and also the translate, how we can do these things using the canvas. But today we will be learning how we can have a rotation of the thing what we are creating in a canvas. So here we will be having a method called as a rotate method. So what is this canvas rotation? So here rotation refers to turning the drawing or the operation around the canvas origin. So here rotation, as the name say, we will be turning the graphic or the drawing what we have done using this canvas. The rotate method. So here we are using a method called as a rotate method, and here in the canvas API and allows to rotate the canvas by specified angle. So here when we use this rotate method, we will be using the angle that we specify to rotate the canvas. So here we are having simple syntax, and you can see here the context dot rotate angle. So here the angle is in radians by which the rotate of the canvas take place. So here we are having a simple example how we can turn the canvas what we have created using the tag called as a canvas. So here in the example I have given the title. So what is the title? That is the canvas rotate animation. And here inside the body I have taken the canvas tag. As I specified, when we are creating a canvas, we will be using a tag called as a canvas tag with the attributes of it. So here the attributes are ID, height and width. And after that the scripting is open. So here we have used the scripting tag, and here we have taken three variables, that is the canvas, seat X and the angle. So here the canvas I have taken get element by ID of the canvas, and here I have given the get context, that is the 2D, and next angle 0. So now the var angle what I have given is at the 0, means it is at the initial rotation angle. After that here you can see we have given three variables, and here I have taken a function called as a draw function. So now the function name what I have given is a draw, and inside that I am mentioning clearer rect. So if there is any rectangle, please do a clear to that rect. So here I have specified the XY height and width. Now here move the origin to the center of the canvas. So now when we want to move the origin of the canvas, we will be using a method what we have learned in our previous session, that is the translate method. So here the CTX means the get context 2D. By that variable I am calling the translate method, and here I am specifying the width divided by 2 and the height divided by 2. So it is moving from the origin what we have taken. So here the apply rotation angle in the radians. Now I am calling the method, that is the rotate method. I am specifying the angle. So initially the angle was 0, and now I am calling that method. And next here we will be drawing the rectangle. So here fill rect is the method what I have used, and here we have mentioned the XY height and width, and also the fill style will be purple in color. So now I have given the rect and the fill color purple and the rotate and the translate. So here we are having again the translate. This is the reverse of the translation to avoid the accumulative effect. Now we are reversing the translative again. So here again I have given the minus canvas dot width by 2 and also minus canvas height by 2. Now we want to increase the angle of the next frame. So now when we want to increase, that is we will be increasing the next frame by 1 degree. So here the angle plus math.pi, that is the what pi value, that is 3.14 was the value. So that one will be divided by 180. So it will be giving you a 1 degree. So now as we have the angle that is increased by the 1 degree, next we will be having the request animation frame draw. So here we will be requesting the next one, the frame that is to have a animation on this rotation, and next here again we will be having the animation to start, and script is over and the body and HTML is over. So now here the main thing is we have used the rotate method with the angle what we have given. So here is the output of the thing what we have drawn in an example. So this will give you a rotation of the canvas what we have drawn. The next topic is the canvas, how we can have the scaling. So we have seen the rotation. The next is how we can do the scaling. So what is the scaling in the HTML5 canvas? Here the scaling refers to resizing the drawing operations along the x-axis and y-axis, and here scale the canvas using the method called as a scale method, which allows to stretch the string object drawn on the canvas by scaling them along the axis. So scaling means we can have an object or a shape or the draw what we have done to have a expand or to shrink. So this can be done using a method called as a scale method in the HTML5 canvas. So here the simple syntax how we can do the scaling in the canvas. So I have taken the canvas, that is the context dot scale xy. So here the method scale xy is the method with the x and y. So what is this specifying? X specifies the scaling factor along the horizontal and y specifies the scaling factor along the vertical axis. So x means horizontal, y means vertical. So this is a simple thing of the syntax what we are learning in the canvas scaling. So here an example how this work. So again the title, the canvas scaling example, and here we are having the canvas stack with its attribute, and next scripting I have taken two variables, that is the canvas and ctx with the element by id my canvas and get context to d. And next here we will be drawing a square. So here we are drawing a square. So here fill rect and we are giving the xy height and width, and here the fill style, that is the blue color. So now we have created a simple square, and next here you can see I am calling the method scale 2, 2. So here 2, 2, and here another square with a style red, fill rect 50, 50, 100, 100. So here another triangle what we have created and the blue with a scale 2, 2. So here in the scaling, if I give 1, it is the normal. If I give 0.5, it is shrinking the object what we have created. If it is more than 1, then it will be having the expand. So here I have given more than 2, that is the 2, 2. And for the red one here, I have not given any scaling. It will be as it is. So this is the simple example how we can have a scaling in the canvas what we have created. So I have taken 2 square with the color and fill rect, and I am using one scale method to a square what we have created at the first. So this is a simple thing of how we can do the canvas scaling. So we have came across the rotation, scaling. The next topic is transform. So what is this transform in the canvas? So here transform, as a name say, it includes the methods like scale, rotate, move and skew the context. So here you can see the transform M11, M12, M21, M22, dx and dy. So these all things what it is doing, that is the scaling, rotating, move and skew. And here this method changes the transformation matrix to apply the matrix given by the argument. So here an example how this transform can be applied in the canvas. So here you can see I have taken with a script type, that is the JavaScript, and a function draw the shape. So our function is called as a draw shape, and next here I have taken one variable, that is the canvas, with a get element by id my canvas, and here if canvas dot get context, if it matches with a condition, then you will be having the three variables, that is the ctx, sin and cos. So here it will be getting the context, and here I am using the mathematical sin and the cos with the pi value divided by 6. So ctx translate, I am using translate method with the value of x and y 200, and here I have taken another variable c and I have initialized it to the 0. Next here I have taken the for loop. So inside the for loop I have given the initialization of I is equals to 0, I is less than or equal to 12 and I plus plus. See what I have initialized earlier. So here I am having math.float 255 divided by 12 asterisk I. And next fill style RGB with what I have specified, C value. And next fill rect for the rectangle, and here I am using transform with the cos, sine, minus sine, cos and 0, 0. And here again I am setting the transform -1, 0, 0 and here 1, 200, 200. And again fill rect, fill style with the RGB color what we have specified. If this things is not working, then give me the alert with the need of Safari or the Firefox. So this will give you the output like this, where we will be specifying the canvas in the body, and here body will be having on load draw shape. So this is the example how we can have the output what we have done in the transform by specifying the sine, cos and math pi. So this is the output of what we have done in our code. So we have seen the transform, rotation and the scaling. So the next one will be how we can have the composition in the canvas. So what is this composition in canvas? So here HTML5 canvas provides a compositing attribute global composition operation which affects overall drawing operation. So what are these things? So here you can see we are having source over. So it will have a default setting and draws new shapes on the top of the existing canvas content, and next source in. The new shape in a drawn only where both of the new shape and the destination canvas overlap, everything else is made transparent. Source out, the new shape is drawn where it does not overlap existing canvas content, and source atop, a new shape is only drawn where it's overlap the existing canvas content. So we will be learning how this can be have in a canvas. So here the next other thing of the composition. So lighter where both shapes overlap the color in determined by adding color values. And XOR is the shape that are made transparent where both overlap and drawn normal everywhere else. And destination over, that is the new shape, are drawn behind the existing canvas content, and destination in where the existing canvas content is kept where both the new shape and existing canvas content overlap, everything else is made transparent. So the next here, the destination out. So what is this destination out? So here the existing content is kept where it does not overlap with the new shape. So here there will be a source, there will be a shape, whether it's overlap or not with the new shape. So here destination atop, the existing canvas is only kept where the overlaps of the new shape and the new shape is drawn behind the canvas content. Next, the darker where both shapes overlap the color and is determined by subtracting the color values. So here an example for what we have read. So those are the things of the composition we are having. Well, it will be overlapped with the new shape or with the canvas what we are having. So here simple example. So I have taken the script type, that is the JavaScript, and here where composition types source over, source in, lighter and the copy. So here the lighter is the one what we have taken in the example. So what it says, where both shapes overlap and the color is determined by adding color values. And here we have taken the source over, source in. So here we had source over, source in. So what it is saying, source in means it is a default setting, draws new shape on the top of existing canvas content. Source in, where the new shape is drawn only where both the new shape and the destination of the canvas overlap. Everything else is made transparent. And here we have taken the copy at the end. So these are the things what we are drawing in our canvas. And next here we are defining the where, that is rectangle color. So here the rectangle color will be the tomato color, that is the color of the tomato. And here the where circle color, the circle, we are taken the rectangle and the circle. So here we have given the circle color steel blue. So these two are the colors what we are specifying with our composition. And now we are having a function draw the shape. So inside we have taken for loop and initialized I to 0, I less than composition type dot length. So this composition type is having a length. I have taken that as a condition, and I plus plus. So here we have taken variable, that is the var label. So here document dot create text node composite top of the I. So here the composite types I with the method, that is to create text node. And here document dot get element by ID lab plus I, append the ID with the label. So why we are appending what we are having in the composition type. Next var ctx, and here document dot get element by the what we have given with the I, and here get context 2D, that is we are having a 2D context drawing. So the next here draw the rectangle. So to draw the rectangle we have taken fill rect with its attribute and also fill style, that is the rectangle color what we have mentioned. Now set the composition property. So here the global composition operation is equals to the composite type of the I what we have taken. Now draw the circle. Again here the style will be the circle color what we have mentioned. And here begin path method, arc we have taken to draw the circle and fill the method. So this is the script, and here we are having on load what we want to have is the draw shape, and here a table we have created to have all the 4 type what we have created. So the border is 1, align the center, and this is the table what we have created to have the output of what we are doing. So here the output of the content what we have created. So here this source over, source in, lighter and the copy. So what we have read about those things is the output you can see. So the rectangle, circle and the source in, where everything else will be transparent, and here source over which overlap, and the lighter part makes the lighter, and the copy symbol of the circle. So in this way the compositions can be drawn using the canvas. The next and the last topic is the canvas animation. So how we can do the animation in the canvas? We have seen we can do the animation in the CSS. CSS animation, we have the properties of the animation. So can we use the CSS animation inside the canvas? Yes, we can do that in a canvas. So first, what does you mean by this canvas animation? So here we will be having the thing that is set interval. So here the callback and the time in the animation. So here this method repeatedly executes and supplied the code after giving the time in millisecond, and another method that is the set timeout, that is the callback and the time, and here this method executes the supplied code only once after a given time in a millisecond. So here we will be having example how we can do. In CSS animation we have used the keyframes with the animation property. In canvas we will be using this two method, that is the set interval and set timeout. So here simple example of it, and the first thing is the title. We have given simple canvas animation, and here the canvas ID, and inside the script we have given the tag of the three variables, that is the var canvas, get the element by ID, var ctx, we will be getting the context in a 2D, and var x is equals to 50, starting position of the circle what we are drawing. And next here we are doing the animation on the circle. So here we have given a function animate, and here clear the rect, that is the canvas what we have created, we are clearing, and here begin the path. So begin path method is used, and arc method is used to draw the circle, and fill style the color with the blue color what we have taken, and here we have given it in a hexadecimal, fill method and close the path. So initially we have taken the var x is equals to 50, and here x plus is equals to 2, that is moving the circle by 2. So here we are having if condition. What is the condition we have given? If x is greater than the canvas width, then x is equals to 0. This will reset the starting position if it goes to off screen. So here this condition is to make a reset of the moving object what we have created. And here request animation frame method is called with the animate, that will continue the animation, and here animate, that is starts the animation. So these are the things in the animation what we are doing, and here we are having the example how we can have the animation using the canvas. We can use those method what we have seen in earlier, and we can do the animation in a way in the example also. This completes the unit 4, that is the HTML5 canvas and the syllabus of the multimedia animation. Thank you.